It was the world's worst nuclear disaster. The explosion at the Chernobyl power plant in 1986 claimed the lives of 31 people at the time, but thousands more are thought to have had their lives shortened because of radiation. Now, more than 30 years later, the abandoned exclusion zone surrounding the plant could be shrunk for the first time since the accident. The change comes at the conclusion of 3 decades of research revealing how the landscape has recovered. Victoria Gill spent a week in the zone with a team of scientists and sent this report.
It's playtime at the kindergarten in the town of Narodichi. But this community is inside Ukraine's officially abandoned exclusion zone. 33 years ago, it was designated contaminated after the world's worst nuclear accident, an explosion at Chernobyl's nuclear power plant, less than 100 kilometres away.
Раз, два, три.
Tatiana remembers the evacuation.
Коли сталася аварія,
When the accident happened, all the children and staff from the kindergarten were evacuated to clean zones.
життя продовжувалося.
In 3 months, we were sent back. Life went on.
But the future for these children and their families is uncertain. Strict rules mean no agriculture and no new development here. But that could be about to change. Talks are set to agree the legal removal of this district from the exclusion zone.
Це ж не секрет.
It's not a secret that half our parents are unemployed because there's nowhere to work. I wish we could start to grow again.
But most of the zone is a post-human landscape. More than 4,000 square kilometres spanning Ukraine and Belarus, evacuated. Where people moved out, wildlife, including these wild horses, moved in.
They use these abandoned buildings because they're avoiding of mosquitoes and heat and wind inside.
So they're adapting.
Yeah.
They're adapting to the exclusion zone.
3 decades of tracking wildlife and measuring radiation has shown how the zone has recovered. A kilometre from where the nuclear accident happened, we're getting less of an external dose of radiation than on the flight over.
3 times less than what we got on the aeroplane coming over.
They now say that most of this wilderness, created by a nuclear disaster, has similar levels of radiation to many parts of the populated world.
Natural radioactivity is all around us, and it varies from country to country, from place to place. Most of the area of the exclusion zone gives rise to lower radiation dose rates than many areas of natural radioactivity worldwide.
The still leaking, damaged reactor here is now entombed in steel. It won't be safe for generations. But in Narodichi, researchers say the land has recovered. So much so that these children, born in the shadow of Chernobyl, may finally be free of its legacy. Victoria Gill, BBC News, the Chernobyl exclusion.